seeing the same thing, and that's not how this game is meant to be played. You should have some variety as we jump straight into game number 1 over here. Welcome to Deemonsheep versus GiveUAnxiety here at EGC TV Continental Clash. GiveUAnxiety is representing the Americas in the blue as Mongols, and down south it is Deemonsheep playing as the Rus in red. So, I'm just gonna ask you for this one, Mista. What do you think about the strategies? But we all know what's gonna happen. So it's sort of just a recap for those who haven't been around Age of Empires 4 for the last 2 or 3 weeks.
Well, I think the Rus player will either go for cabins and then semi-fast castle, or he will straight fast castle. Now, if you take a look at the map and see the relic positions, I think a semi-fast castle with cabins would be a better option if he scouts them, because most of the relics are towards GiveUAnxiety's base. And on the other side, the Mongol player should identify what his opponent is doing, if he's going for a fast castle or a semi-fast castle with cabins, and react accordingly. I really like the way Meomaika approached the matchup earlier in the previous game, in the previous series.
Yeah, looking at GiveUAnxiety, we talked about the fact that Mangadai could be a good unit here, but it's going to be difficult to get to Mangadai for our blue player if this gold mine is so exposed. It's at the back, but it's so far away from the town center for GiveUAnxiety. It's not really ideal. Looking at the bounty race for Deemonsheep, he already has 65 bounty gathered as GUA popped out to scout himself. So he's looking to secure some of those huntables as well for himself, just minimize the amount of bounty that the Deemonsheep is able to collect.
Yep. And after the recent nerf on the scout attack animation, you can snipe animals from Rus scouts with your can. Yes, the can needs 3 hits to kill an animal, but if the scout attacks it first, then you only need 1 hit to kill it with your can.
Looking at Deemonsheep, he is getting closer to Feudal Age. He's at 200 bounty right now, so that's a pretty decent start for him. And there is still some huntables to take down. So, despite the fact that GiveUAnxiety did add a scout, it won't be able to completely deny all huntables from his opponent. He's still going to get like 300 bounty.
Yep. And I think the key is to not let your opponent get 500 bounty. I think that's the goal. Like, I don't think it's easy to stop him from getting that level 2 bounty, but you should be able to stop him from getting that level 3 bounty most of the times, and that should be your goal.
With that being said, Deer Stones are coming in for GiveUAnxiety over here, whereas on the other side you do have the Golden Gate coming up as expected with 6 villagers, will be followed by the Professional Scouts upgrade, and you see that Deemonsheep is already adding additional scouts as he's going up to Feudal Age, because he wants to ferry in those patches of deer as fast as possible.
And from the fact that he hasn't sent villagers on wood, he only has 3, I think that he's going to sell food in order to get the wood, maybe. Actually, he has so much gold banked, but he won't need to sell. I just realized that he actually got a lot of bounty.
Yeah, he's got a lot of bounty out here. 345 is nothing to be ashamed of. And if he gets some more hits on those huntables, he could potentially get up to like 360, 370. That's actually a very good start. And you see, GiveUAnxiety is always shooting the first arrow, which means that Deemonsheep can finish off those huntables. And it's 400 bounty to start with. Excellent start for our red player.
So much gold. He basically gathered 405 gold just by killing animals at the first 4.5 minutes in the game.
And he might actually yoink that wolf as well. He does. Oh my goodness, that's 430 gold. And the thing is that the amount of gold you gather will determine how many tickets you need to use on the Golden Gate to buy yourself up. To Castle Age, there is going to be Professional Scouts on the way. Oh boy, that was a horrible start here for GiveUAnxiety, I'm not gonna lie. And now his Ovu might actually be exposed to the scouts. I don't think Deemonsheep will burn it down because it's more valuable to bring in the hunt, but he might actually be thinking about this one. Do you think it's a good idea to sort of waste your scouts trying to burn down that Ovu, or just go for the hunt, as the normal plan suggests?
Think that right now Demonship got so much information about what Anxiety is doing. He saw all those villagers on ship, which means that there are no villagers on gold. He also saw an archery range, and he didn't see anything else next to the ovo. That means that, like, if Demonship translates the information properly, he must know that there's gonna be a timing push coming. There's gonna be lots of archers coming, and he can react accordingly.
Deemonsheep is coming in with the first batch of huntables. He's up to 7 scouts, 6 coming in with the carcasses, and 1 more just moving up the front line, so he can swoop up an entire patch of huntables really fast. As you said, GiveUAnxiety could be thinking about a timing push, but it is just so difficult to pull off a timing push against the Russ player here with the fast castle, simply because you got a defensive tower protecting your wood line, your town center will help protecting your food eco, so your entire base is so compact that it's almost unpushable.
Yes, you're correct on that, but it can still do damage. And if you're able to stop the wood from being gathered, your opponent won't have gold. He will only have food. And you can still use rams in order to snipe down houses and lumber camps in order to get that bounty, not the bounty, the raid bonus from burning down things.
Nice little touch here from Deemonsheep to jump on that lonely archer with the scouts. Scouts are not meant to do a lot of damage here, but a couple of free hits means that that one archer is pretty much dead out here. As Deemonsheep is still somewhat far away from Castle Age, but it looks like he's going to take a more cautious approach and he's going for double stables. We'll pop out some early knights and that should be able to push the archers back.
And I think that's the safe approach. I think he read his opponent properly, because if you check inside Anxiety's base, you will see that there is an armory. The engineering upgrade is being taken right now, being upgraded, and there's also a barrack. So I think Anxiety wants to put really high pressure on his opponent.
Indeed, that's going to be the plan. There is a couple of early knights coming in here for Deemonsheep, but the thing is that his resources are still looking very good, so he's not far away from Castle Age, even with all that investment. The biggest problem for him will be that he wanted to go Cav Archers, and now he's got 2 stables that he won't really be able to use for Cav Archer production, obviously, and he spent a lot of wood making those production buildings.
Yep. Now, Demonship is making some lancers some knights that he might be able to use them to get down the boars with the scouts, which will give him 500 bounty. And I wouldn't agree if he made more than 2, because his opponent went back and he should have scouted that. He probably scouted it. That's why he's feeling slightly more comfortable right now and he's getting all the hunts. And that will delay his Castle Age timing, and he wants to get Castle Age as fast as possible in order to get those horse archers out, get the relics, and get those knight upgrades as well.
Now, horse archers don't necessarily perform well against mass foot archers, and you see GiveUAnxiety is massing foot archers here. It very much seems like Deemonsheep will be able to beat his opponent into Castle Age. Do you think it's still reasonable to just go Castle Age because you will have Castle Age Cav Archers against Feudal Age archers? Or do you alter the game plan because your opponent has so many foot archers?
You can always, you have the 2 stables, you can always make scouts and knights and mix them in, and just lure the fire with the horse archers. Just get enough horse archers to take down your opponent's spears, and then with knights and scouts you can easily clean up your opponent's archers.
Deemonsheep is about to go up to Castle Age. He was at 580 gold and he had to buy another 150, so it wasn't that lucky for him. Now he spots the army of GiveUAnxiety and knows exactly that it's very far from his base. Already coming up with the Abbey of the Trinity. And the problem for GUA is that he's very far from Castle Age.
Do you think that Anxiety is going to put really strong pressure with lots of rams?
But look at that. GiveUAnxiety's forces were pulled to the right side by those knights, and now we have Deemonsheep coming in, trying to burn that Ovu down. Reaction is there from GiveUAnxiety repairing the Ovu, and with the Spearman out, he should not really be able to burn that down. Great fight, though, for Deemonsheep here with those leftover scouts.
There's still some hunts, though, that he could have taken.
Yep, there's a couple huntables here, but nothing major, really. As you said, not the biggest thing that he could potentially do is take down those boars, so he gets the 500 bounty and unlocks that extra 5% getter rate boost. Looking at him, he is going for triple range cav archers. No longer is he adding knights, so it's just going to be pure cav archer gameplay from this point on. And of course, he's gonna go for the relics. He's missing 10 gold to make a warrior monk, though. That's pretty annoying for him. He needs to kill those 2 sheep, and he should be good.
It's a tricky timing. The moment he ages up, he doesn't have the gold to make more knights right now. He can only make horse archers, but horse archers are not that good against a big mass of archers. And now the anxiety is coming with the rams.
Uh-oh. It's a bit of a problem here for Deemonsheep because he's low on gold. And the thing is that he needs just a couple more moments until he really sets himself up. This might have been the perfect timing here for GUA because it is before Deemonsheep gets the relic, so he would have that massive power spike, and it is before the numbers would really appear on the field for Deemonsheep. It's only 15 army, as opposed to a whopping 44 from our Mongol player.
Yep, and if the Mongol player decides to just start taking down buildings and put pressure on the stables and the houses, by just burning all those things, he will be able to get into the castle age as well. But there's 2 knights stopping GiveUAnxiety from gathering gold behind his base.
Here come the archers, and now that tower is insufficient to protect all those villagers. That's -5, 6, 7. The knights are popping out, but there is just no gold income for Deemonsheep at this point. He's losing the Abbey of the Trinity. He is going to lose those initial knights, and GUA is doing this. He's going to set those buildings on fire, which gives him an extra gold as well. And the cavalry numbers just don't seem to be sufficient right now for our red player over here.
Han is dead. That was an unfortunate event for the Mongol player. You want to keep that guy alive for as much as possible.
Exactly, because you really need either the defense arrow or the attack arrow in this situation. But the ram is starting to burn down those buildings out here. The Abbey of the Trinity is down, the stable is going down, and look at that. If GUA just starts killing those cheap and expensive buildings, the houses, he's going to get a lot of gold and food from that looting bounty. At some point, Deemonsheep will have to fight this. He's pulling the scouts to burn down the ram spearmen, closing the distance. Most of those scouts will go down, and the problem here for Deemonsheep will be replenishing that army. No gold to make knights, so you can only make cav archers, but those won't kill the rams that easily.
I would have loved to see the sacred, the deer stones to be in this fight. That could give those archers such an important speed boost in order to hunt down the horse archers.
Indeed, that would be immensely helpful, but does it matter when you have 29 archers on the battlefield and only a handful of cav archers? They're trying to intercept reinforcements, but at this point those rams are just stomping the base of Deemonsheep over here. Production buildings going down, the Abbey of the Trinity is gone, and the thing is that even though Deemonsheep has a lot of food in the bank, he just can't do anything with it because his food line has been harassed and he doesn't have gold.
Houses. Don't forget the houses.
Oh yeah, that's also a problem. Losing the houses means that Deemonsheep is housed right now, so he can't even get any military units out because he needs to rebuild the houses. Only 7 on wood for him, and he is scrambling to make those houses again. If that Golden Gate goes down, there goes all the chance for Deemonsheep to get a massive gold spike and try to get some gold units out.
There is a Mangonel coming. I think that might be a game changer. If he's able to keep those horse archers alive.
Yeah, I feel like at this point a big mangonel shot is needed. He needs to evaporate that entire army of archers in order to have any chance. Keep in mind that the Abbey of the Trinity is already gone, the Golden Gate is about to fall, so all Deemonsheep needs to do is finish off that town center and he wins on the landmark victory condition. Villagers are being pulled to take down the Rams, as here comes the Mangonel, gets a decent hit in. Villagers being pulled to repair that Golden Gate, and for now, GiveUAnxiety has to retreat, which would allow the Lancers and the Villagers to destroy those Rams. The push might be stalling out a little bit here for GiveUAnxiety.
Yeah, there is no way for Anxiety to snipe down that Magonel at the moment.
The Rams might all survive though, and quite a lot of villagers will go down here from Deemonsheep. He really wanted to finish off that Ram. 2 more Rams survive at low HP, and the Khan gets killed once again. That's the second time in a row that the Khan got killed very easily, and that's very painful right now for GUA. In exchange, a couple of Cav Archers got intercepted, but Mangonel's pushing all the way up here. Deemonsheep might be stabilizing here, and if he's able to pull that off, he just needs to start picking up relics, and he still has a Castle Age army against the Feudal Age army here. GiveUAnxiety getting close to Castle Age himself, as he also got raided on his berries, so a couple of villagers went down there. Currently sitting at 38 vills is Deemonsheep, and 49 for GiveUAnxiety, so still considerable economy lead for our blue player.
Yep, and repairing that Abbey of Trinity is going to be a pain.
Looks like even the Golden Gate is burning down, being repaired by one villager right now. The Rams will get intercepted, so that's a lot of value down the drain here for GUA. He won't be able to save those. As currently, it looks like we're just going to see more Foot Archers and the Spearmen for GUA. No sign of changing to anything else. No stable for Lancers whatsoever. And now it is Deemonsheep is pushing up. Actually finds a Wolf to kill. So he's already at 460 bounty. But all the archers on the wood line of Deemonsheep, that's just so painful.
And GiveUAnxiety is really close to the Castellates, and as soon as he gets his gun out and get those upgrades on his units, he will be pushing hard.
And that is just such a small group of archers, you almost guarantee to lose that. However, it's going to kill 3 or 4 villagers, which will just push the dagger even deeper to Deemonsheep. Deemonsheep is still without a single relic, which I think is a massive victory here for GiveUAnxiety.
Yep. While all this was happening, he was able to get 3 relics and a sacred site. I would say that he had good chances to come back into this game, but right now it's gonna be really, really hard.
Exactly, and the problem for him is that he's nowhere close to grabbing those relics. He needs at least 2 or 3 relics to compensate for those eco losses. He's trying to find an angle to attack here, but now Castle Age is in for GiveUAnxiety, so he can get the Castle Age upgrades, Veteran Archer, Veteran Spearman, and of course the Blacksmith upgrade. So this army of 30 Foot Archers will actually be pretty efficient against the Cav Archers. The only question is how do you deal with that Mangonel?
GiveUAnxiety is getting the improved engineers, which means that he will be able to get sprinkles out with his units, with his infantry.
That's exactly what he's going for. That's probably his best bet even. He can afford to play defensive simply because he has the eco advantage, although we still should not forget that any moment in this game, Deemonsheep can start picking up the relics.
I think he's far away from that though. It's gonna need so much wood and so much time in order to repair the Abbey of Trinity.
Yeah. Do you think it's actually more reasonable to just build a new monastery and go for 1 warrior monk? It could still give you 2 or 3 relics rather easily. It's a bigger investment because the warrior monk is cheaper on the Abbey, but it might be easier to just make a monastery, make a more expensive warrior monk instead of repairing that Abbey of the Trinity from scratch.
I would probably do that. It will take so much wood. I think it's gonna cost like 800 wood or 900 wood to repair that, and a lot of seconds, maybe even minutes, depending on how many wheels you're using.
Another Mangonel coming in here for Deemonsheep, and looks like the infantry siege upgrade is now in. Springolds are coming out, and now Deemonsheep is the one that will have a tough time dealing with those, because he can't make siege on the battlefield. He needs to pull them all the way up from back home.
Yep, that's a big number of Springles and an even bigger number of units.
Looks like the Cav Archers will retreat, as the Abbey of the Trinity is still untouched. It very much seems like Deemonsheep will completely ignore it, But in that case, his economy will be weaker. He's at 47 villagers, GiveUAnxiety is at 53, so GUA will have the advantage, and Deemonsheep will also lose that sneaky scout hiding in that stealth forest. I love how Deemonsheep is spreading out his scouts in these stealth forests. Will give him a massive amount of map vision. There is no more hunt to pick up, so might as well use your scouts to gather information as much as possible. So if we take a look at Deemonsheep's POV, he just sees everything around the base of GiveUAnxiety.
Yep. And the only way I see Deemonsheep to be able to fight this army is with sprinkles of his own, lots and lots of scouts, and lots of force archers, which is something that he doesn't have. So I think that might be a death push coming.
Abbey of the Trinity being repaired right now, but the thing is that this is probably the worst possible time to repair that Abbey. You said it's very expensive to repair it, and it's just before GiveUAnxiety starts pushing this. If this was repaired earlier, he would be sitting at 2 or 3 relics, so he would be getting a return value. Now he will repair the Abbey, but he won't have any kind of benefit from it for the next 2 or 3 minutes, and he sort of needs that because there's a big push coming from GiveUAnxiety. Also,
BC scouts finally.
We do have some outposts coming around for GiveUAnxiety. This will give him vision and also extend the network of Yam. So he's gonna have the movement speed bonus on all of those units, setting up a big push. Deemonsheep will spot this army, so he knows where the aggression is coming from. Will make an adjustment. This is a make or break fight for Deemonsheep. He loses this, he loses the game.
It's still on 470 bounty. He had so many chances to kill a boar and get that 500 bounty.
Springle is now setting up. We also have a Mangonel here from GUA. And Rams are being prepared. Upgrades are all in for GiveUAnxiety. He's got the Spearman out with the Veteran upgrade. There is Veteran Archer as well. And now the Springolds are crawling up, ready to push the eco of Deemonsheep. I don't see enough Springolds for Deemonsheep to deal with those Springolds.
And also no upgrades. He only has 1 upgrade.
Oh boy. This could be a disaster. Mangonels popping out though, and you just need 1 good hit with those Mangonels and entirely annihilate the army of GiveUAnxiety. Mangonels getting some beautiful shots in. Many of those Springles do go down to the scouts. Mangonel also will be burnt by the leftover scouts here. It survives on low HP though, so it can still continue firing. As GiveUAnxiety is forced back, Mangonel once again out, getting a big hit on the Spearman, but the Springolds are finishing off the leftover Mangonels here. Spearman charging in to take down the Mango, and this is just insufficient for Deemonsheep. The Mangonel hits never really materialized on the archers, and now he's just running out of army, running out of juice, down to 18, and the next wave could finish him off here.
There was a Mango shot that killed like 15 horse archers from GiveUAnxiety. That was so cool to watch.
That was a massive Mangonel shot. Deemonsheep was very much focused on microing his scouts to snipe the Springolds, so he just didn't pay attention for a brief moment on his Cav archers, and a Mangonel just annihilated them. There's the danger of Mangonels. Springolds can snipe them easily, but you just need 1 good Mangonel shot to win a game, pretty much.
And that's why people should use spread formation when fighting against Mangonels.
Mangonel will be sniped down over here from Deemonsheep. He's trying to replenish his army, but the moment a siege weapon pops out of that siege workshop, the Springolds will snipe it immediately. So you can't even set up the Mangonel, and it will be killed by the Springolds. There is no more Rams right now for GiveUAnxiety, so it's just 4 Springolds. But I'm not even sure if it really matters, because now it's just pure numbers game.
We do have 1 monk alive, but he's not going to get the chance to get the relics.
Yeah, absolutely. Like, if he had a relic, there might be a small glimpse of hope that you can somehow get a conversion. Although against such a big mass of archers, it's next to impossible. I just feel like 18 army here will be insufficient for Deemonsheep against a whopping 90 army from GiveUAnxiety. He's also burning down a lot of buildings. Every single house that's set on fire will give him food and gold. Whereas for Deemonsheep, that's just going to cause him to get housed at some point, although there is not really a big danger of that because he lost so much that he isn't even filling the population space available.
Deemonsheep is trying to cut down the reinforcements. I think he should have done it this a lot earlier.
Yeah, maybe if he does that, that could have been an option. But now, the thing is that GiveUAnxiety doesn't need reinforcements. He's got multiple rams and spearmen here, and all he needs to do is just steamroll these 3 landmarks, and that's it.
I don't see a way for Deemonsheep to come back anymore.
And neither does he. Deemonsheep taps out, GiveUAnxiety, taking the Mongols for a victory against the Rus here. We came into this set saying that the Rus fast castle into Cav archers is just such a difficult build to counter, and so far we've been seeing that Mongols seem to have a pretty good answer to that.
Mongols are good.
Looking at the ecos, here's the big deal. Like you see, the economy was probably even better for GiveUAnxiety. Slightly less food, but way more food, double the gold. The key thing was that timing push that pretty much prevented Deemonsheep from picking up the relics. For a long time, it seemed like GiveUAnxiety will be a little too late, but the thing was that we had a couple of archers out. Those archers forced Deemonsheep to make some knights, and those knights cost gold. This means that he's going to delay his castle age. He delays the castle age, which means that there is a bigger window for GiveUAnxiety to go for